Hey Truth Seekers, it's Nathanael and Carolyn here, and this is part 2 of our strategy series talking about Virtuous Animo. And in this video, we're going to be going in depth on which Animo have actions and abilities that can offer utility support to your deck.
Yes, and to start off with, we are going to talk about these 4 Animo. So these 4 Animo, they have abilities that allow them to manipulate their own cost. Stagnetic does it for 3 Faith Power cards on your discard pile. Trusty does it for each copy of a Trusty you have in your discard pile. Line does it if it's being activated while facing against a Cine. And Servitude does it for each Love and Holy Spirit Animo in your small group. And this next group here, they manipulate virtue point values. So we have a Quillo level 2 for Faith. You can place up to 4 cards underneath of it, and when you activate them, you get 3 times the number of cards that are underneath of him for your virtue points. Infinifish, when you has an action that when it's discarded, you can go ahead and shuffle it back in your deck to gain 1 virtue point. Afflix Ultra says when this card is activated, any animal also activated in the same turn gets +2 virtue points. And Prayer Group says it gets ×3 times the number of power cards you use to pay for its activation cost, which you can use up to 6. These 2 Animo, they have abilities that enable them to use their fellowship bonus. Fairly can use its fellowship bonus with any particular kind of Animo it's activated with. And then Quillo can enable its fellowship bonus as long as it's activated with a level 1 of Faith, Hope, or Love Animo. Next up, we're going to be covering our power card related Animo, which I did cover these in a video a couple weeks ago for our power card strategy series video. Armorino discard can take a Faith power card from the discard pile and place it into your power pool while it's in the small group. When Lumi's activated, you can grab up to 3 standard power cards from your discard pile and place it into your power pool. Then we got the Hope one, the Hope Animo. We have Quill level 2, has an action, search your deck for 1 story card or 1 Hope power card. Reveal them and place them into your hand. And then Oinkum and Swimmer search for power cards. Oinkum searches for 2 Hope power cards, and Swimmer searches for 1 standard power card. Next up is our Love Animo. Search for power cards. Nebe searches for a standard power card when it's activated, but if it does, you get to choose an opponent to do the same. Quill searches for up to 2 standard or 1 special power card. And Flamingo, when it's grown into on top of Flamingo level 2, or on top of Flamingo level 1, it grabs a Love power card. Places directly into your power pool. Our Holy Spirit Animo that work with power cards. Raspberry looks at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you get to choose any power cards and place them directly in your power pool. Manti searches for any power card and places it directly into your power pool, and Hybrid, when it's grown, searches for a standard power card and places it directly into your power pool. Alright then. And then moving on, we're going to look at our 2 Universal. Cordial converts any Faith, Hope, Love, or Holy Spirit costs into Universal costs. And Floraline allows you to play any number of power cards in your power pool from your hand as long as Floraline level 2 is in your small group. The next 3 are our Animo that manipulate power cards in a new way by essentially being treated as power cards while in your power pool. Floraline can be treated as Aurora can be treated as 1 Hope. Trust Shell level 3 can be treated as 2 Love, and Prayer Green can be treated as a Faith, Hope, or Love power card. Okay, next up, we're moving on to Animo that search for Animo. Hopper allows you to search your deck for any 2 Animo with a virtue point of score of 8 or less and add them to your hand. Professor searches your deck for up to 2 level 1 Animo, place them directly into your small group. Then we got Agape Soar, Harmony, Hardvark, and Flow Ultra. Agapesaur level 1, you can discard a Faith or Hope Animo from your small group and search for one Love Animo. Harmony says as long as you have a Holy Spirit Harmony in your small group, you can search your deck for a Harmony level 2. Heart of Arc has an ability just like Hopper, where when it's activated, you can search your deck for up to 2 Animo with a Virtue Point score of 8 or less and add them to your hand. And Flo has an amazing ability which you can send her to your discard pile to search your deck for up to 3 Animo and add them to your hand. Alright, and then moving on to our Holy Spirit Animo that search for cards. Okay, so we have Gut Piece level 1, has the ability once played from your hand to your small group, search your deck for a Faith or Hope Animo and add it to your hand. Sprout says that you can search your deck for the next growth stage of an Animo that's in your small group, and you get to grow it instantaneously. Lily allows you to search for a Faith, Hope, or Love Animo and place it directly into your hand, and Hybrid allows you to look for up to 2 level 2 or level 3 Animo. Alright, and then we have Mercifier. Mercifier allows you to search your Animo, or search for your deck for a level 1 Animo with a Virtue Point of 7 or less, but you shuffle Mercifier back in your deck. Now we're moving on to Animo that draw cards. Alright, Hope has the ability to draw the most cards. Glimmer has the ability that when it's grown on top of Glimmer level 2, you get to draw 2 cards. Percy isn't actually a draw ability, but lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one, and add it to your hand. Then you place the rest back on any order that you want. Socro allows you, when it's played in your small group, from your hand, you get to draw a card. And then Socro level 2, when you grow it on top of Socro level 1, you get to shuffle your hand in your deck and draw 5 cards. Then Percy over here just has the ability that once per turn, as long as it's in your small group, you just get to draw a card. And then we got the Servant King himself, Servidude. Carolyn and I use Servidude in a lot of our decks just because it's a level 1 that has a very unique generic draw ability. It says once per turn you may draw 1 card for each Faith, Hope, or Holy Spirit Animo in your small group. Yeah, Fuzzworm level 2, Gut Piece level 2, and Flaming Girl level 2. Fuzzworm says that you may discard an equipment card that's attached to it. If you do, you get to draw 4 cards. Gut Piece says when it's grown on top of a Gut Piece level 1, you get to search your deck, or not search your deck, you shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. Flaming Girl level 2 has the ability that once per turn you may draw 1 card for each Faith, Hope, or Love Animo in your small group. This one's comparable to Servidude, but it is a level 2. Alright, and then this is the only card currently that searches for a story card. So we've already covered Quillo, but it searches your deck for 1 story card and a power card when it's activated. You add it to your hand. Fuzzworm is the only card so far that searches for an equipment card. And it has the action to search your deck for an equipment card and attach it to an Animo in your small group. Next up are cards that search for card, not just Animo, but any card in your deck. Percy has an action that says when it's activated, search your deck for any 2 cards and place them in your hand. You shuffle your deck afterwards. While Draylight level 3 provides the ability that when it's played from your hand to grow Draylight level 2, you get to search your deck for any card and add it to your hand. Okay. Next up, we have the cards that look at the top. I will mention that Lumini is the only Animo so far that has the ability to discard cards from your deck. It looks at the top 5 cards of your deck. You can discard any number of them and then place the rest back on top of your deck. Lamb Up just has the genetic ability just as an action to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and arrange them in the order that you desire. Percy, we covered Percy with draw cards, but it searches the top 5 cards of your deck for any 1 card, adds it to your hand, you arrange them back on top of your deck in any order you want. Raspberry level 1 we covered with the power cards, but says reveal the top cards of your deck, and then you may place any power cards you find them directly into your power pool, and then you actually just shuffle them, your deck afterwards. Alright, and then next up we have the Animo that recycle cards. Alright, Believer allows you to search your discard pile for any 1 Faith Animo and place it into your hand. Trusty allows you to exchange one card from your discard pile with one card in your hand when activated. Maester allows you to have the action to actually recycle a story card from your discard pile. And Flow allows you to recycle one Love Animo from your discard pile. And then back to these guys. These two guys are the only cards that allow you to recycle power cards. And we covered these guys with our power cards, so we're going to move on. And then the next cards, Avalanche, Pump Kindle, and Flamingo level 2. These guys have actions and abilities that allow you to recycle cards back into your deck. Avalanche says you can shuffle up to 5 combination of any Faith, Power, and or Faith Animo from your discard pile back into your deck. Pump Kindle allows you to shuffle 3 cards from your discard pile back into your deck. And Flamingo, when it's grown on top of Flamingo level 1, you get to grab any 3 cards and place them directly on the bottom of your deck in any order. The next 2, they recycle Animo to your group. Treblu has the ability to exchange itself with a level 1 Animo in your discard pile, while Nico allows you to grow Animo in your small group with Animo from your discard pile, which is pretty awesome. Then we're going to cover the Animo that provide protection. So our Faith Animo provide protection are Armorino level 3 and Flow. Armorino says that you basically, the actions and abilities of Cinis have no effect. And Flow protects your Love Animo from the actions of Cinis. And then moving on to Love, where a lot of our protection lies, we have Agape Sword level 2, Poperez, Akinleo, and Saltini. So Agape Sword level 2 has the ability that as long as this card is in your small group, any Cini that is revealed to you also has the weakness of Agape Sword in addition to its stated weakness. So Agape Sword adds itself as a weakness to every Cini, including its level 1 and level 2 form. Poperez has the ability that you just get to ignore the actions of Cinis while this card's in your small group. Akinleo protects you from Megas because your opponent can't reveal Mega Cinis to you while it's in your small group. And Saltini has the ability that if it's grown on top of Saltini level 1, you get to return an active Cini that you're facing back to the player who revealed it to you. And finally, we have our last 2 utility Animo, which are Animo that grow other Animo. And we've actually covered these because Sprout grows them from your deck, while Nico grows them from your discard pile. So with that, we're going to go ahead and say that bring this video to a close. These are all the Animo that have actions and abilities. These are what their actions abilities do and how we categorize them. So in the meantime, Truth Seekers, keep learning virtues and defeating Cinis.